All right, guys, from the day I started this channel, I've always told you I'm as transparent as they come. I am about to share with you in order based on price paid my 10 biggest acquisitions to my sports card collection for the year 2024. And believe it or not, no, it's not all Jordan. Stay tuned. You're going to enjoy the video. The step from number 2 to number 1 is a very large one with a few extra zeros. So stay tuned till the end of the video. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share my content with other people if you think that's something they would enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy this recap video of my top 10 sports card acquisitions of the year 2024.
CY Card Ladder is the industry leader in sports card data. We know what you want because Card Ladder was created by collectors for collectors. Card Ladder. Join the innovators, not the imitators.
All right, guys, Bryan with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with little or no hair. There was a horrible mishap that occurred over the Christmas holidays, and this is the result. So just bear with it. Jokes in the comments. Do whatever you want. Just keep it relatively classy. I have got my top 10 sports card acquisitions pulled up for the calendar year 2024. They're sorted. We're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way up to number 1. So we'll build up to card number 1, which is a big boy card. In the end, a lot of hierarchy stuff in here, a lot of tier 1 Jordans in here. There's even some non-Jordan stuff. There's even one non-basketball card that, believe it or not, was one of my 10 biggest pickups of the year 2024. So let's not waste any more time. I'm going to get you started with card number 1, and there it is right there in front of you. We're talking about the 2006 finest LeBron James gold refractor. Again, gold back then could be 10, it could be 100, it could be 99, it could be 50. This one is 50. So serial numbered to 50 right here on the back. Can't miss it. Right sort of lower middle. We'll pull it up. Maybe we won't. Maybe we won't. Maybe it's loading a high-res image and it doesn't want to load it. We're not going to load it. This was a card that I purchased at a pretty good price. I'm going to talk a little bit about the data and what I bought them for. Did I overpay? Did I underpay? How's the card doing now? Because some of these cards, you know, I bought in early 2024. It's been almost a year. It's been 11 months, something like that. If you're wondering, wait, Cajun, you said you got out of the LeBron James world. Well, I did, but this is a recap video of what I bought. Some of the cards in this video, well, really, only this card in this video, I no longer own. This card has been pre-sold. When I say pre-sold, the card was sold as part of my mass exodus from the LeBron James card market. So I no longer own this card or any card with LeBron James name and face on it. This card was part of a bulk sale. The money is in transit and it should be consummated maybe by the time you watch this video, but certainly in the next 3 to 5 days if I had to guess. But this was a card that I picked up from the great Josh Johnson of Cardboard Chronicles fame, one of the founding members of Card Ladder, which is an affiliate partner with this Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel. Nobody knows the LeBron market better than him. So I reached out to Josh and said, Josh, I want to get into the LeBron market. This was about 7 months ago. And I got in, and then I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to get out of the LeBron James market. There's just too much risk, too much concern, and it's not what I do. And so I scratched the itch. I grabbed this nice LeBron. I ended up moving it for almost exactly what I paid for it, which I'll just tell you was, you know, around $7,500. I've got it pulled up here somewhere. I thought I had it pulled up somewhere on Card Ladder. I don't. But this is a card that I got into and got out of for about the exact same price. So that's card number 10 on the list. The next card on our list is, nope, that's not it. That's not it. We're going to get there. Sorry, I can't rank these in order. I'm using a shareable link on my Fanatics Collect Vault, right? You can create shareable links, but you can't put them in order. That's one thing that I wish the tech geniuses over there would figure out is if I put them in this order, I want them to spit out in this order. That way I can hit next, 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 but we're going to have to go back and forth because I want to make sure I give them to you in, you know, reverse you know, dollar figure paid order. So this card I was thrilled about having. I've owned the card in a BGS 8.5. I think I've even owned the card in a PSA 9. I was really happy to pick up this Gem Mint BGS 9.5 mixed gem. This is the Big Men on Court from 1996-97. It is The normal version, the colorful, vibrant version. Of course, there is a Z-Peak parallel as well. It is real, and there you go. You can see the squared off corner right there, and I checked the serial numbers. This was not part of the Taiwanese fakes, so this card was real. This is a card that I very openly purchased on Fanatics Weekly for $7,500. In fact, here is my purchase right there for $7,500, which at the time was up, right? $6,500, $6,375, and I was like, you know what, the hell with it. I'll tack an extra grand on. So I paid a lot over comps for this thing back then, but then look what happened right after. We went all the way up to $8,235, and then another copy sold for $7,800. I'm fine at $7,500, which is what I paid for the card. It's going to be in my collection for a very long time, so I don't mind taking a little bit of a jump. Card is a lot easier to gem in Beckett than it is in PSA, as you can see from the 2% PSA gem rate, 17% Beckett gem rate, 46 BGS 9.5s, 5 PSA 10s. So very different in BGS 9.5 and PSA. A lot of my purchases were not PSA 10s. In fact, only three, of my purchases on this top 10 list are going to be PSA 10s. The rest, I'm looking for that next notch down because that PSA 10 premium has run so much. So that is card number 9 on our list. So moving back, we're going to go to card number 8 on our list, which is another Michael Jordan hierarchy card. Of course, that big man on court was a tier 2 hierarchy. Here's another tier 2 hierarchy. And this bad boy is only serial number to 100. And as you can see down there, it is number 64 out of 100. It is the Michael Jordan 97 SP Authentic Profiles 3. There's the Profiles 2, and then the Profiles 3. This is the rarest of the trio. It is die cut. It's an incredible image of Jordan dunking the ball right there on Hakeem Olajuwon, and this honestly looks like Shawn Kemp, but that doesn't make any sense because he never played on the same team as Olajuwon, so I'm not sure who that is. Why can't I tell who that is from his face? I don't know. Somebody let me know. Here's what the back of the card looks like. Again, it is a die cut. It is tough card to find in a high grade, and so that's why I was happy to pick up that PSA 8 copy. Again, when you get to serial number Jordan cards to 100 or less, you kind of throw grade out the window. Beggars can't be choosers. There's only been 2 sales of this card in the history of the world. Actually, there's been 3, and I'm not sure why. I picked mine up on Golden Elite. It's probably one of maybe 5 cards that I've ever purchased off of the Golden Elite auction, which is sort of the equivalent of the Fanatics Collect Premier Monthly auction. So I bought mine for $8,895. I'm not sure why, but it's not pulling on the card ladder sales data. Maybe somebody misspelled something in the Golden listing. But you can see the 2 other sales were both in 2024, and mine is squarely in between them. So 76.67 was the low, 9,000 was the high. I'm at 88.95, so I bought it right at comps, but happy to add that to my collection and mark another tier 2 hierarchy card off my list of needs and wants. Next, we've got a Flair Showcase Legacy Collection Row 1 PSA 7, and this is a card that I picked up in person in Cleveland, Ohio at the National. And this is I told a little story about this on the mail day where I featured the card. I had about 20 grand to spend from a big deal that I got done earlier that week, where I actually sold my I sold almost all of my 1993 Scoring Kings PSA 10 set. I kept the Jordan, of course. I sold every other one to a good friend of mine, Monk's Cards, down here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It was a deal that we got done at a restaurant before the National on a napkin, okay? He wanted me to comp it. He wanted it right then and there, and so I sold it to him because he wanted to do it, and he overpaid, and he knowingly overpaid, and I was like, fine, take it. I'll take the money, and I'll go find something to buy at the National. Well, little did I know I was going to buy 2 Legacy Collection cards at the National in about a 15-minute span, and so my spending spree at the National lasted about 15 minutes on the very first day. This was the first victim that I picked up. The 96 Flair Showcase Legacy Collection Row 1. This is a Tier 1 Jordan card. All 7 of the Legacy Collections will appear on the bottom row, Row 3 of Tier 1 of the Cajun Cardboard Hierarchy Project. I did pay $9,000 for this Row 1 PSA 7. It has sold twice in history. Again, remember, mine was a private purchase, so you're not going to see it. The 2 sales of this card were $9,300 and $7,800. So once again, just like on the SP Authentic Profiles 3, I'm right in the middle. So I'm in between the highest and the lowest comp of this year. So again, I'm fine with that, not going anywhere. If anything, I might upgrade from a PSA 7 to a higher grade, but that's not really high on my list of priorities right now. Right now, the highest things on my list of priorities is to pick up more tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cards that I don't already own in any grade. If a card comes along and it's a grade upgrade for me, yes, I will look at it, but not at the expense of picking up the cards that I don't yet own, because I want to fill out my my spreadsheet and keep my hierarchy project moving in a forward direction. So this 96 Flair Showcase Legacy Collection Row 1 was card number 7 on the list. And I will spoil this little deal here. There's actually 4 Legacy Collections. I picked up 4 of the 7. If you recall, early in 2024, I said my goal this year is to really make moves as it pertains to the Legacy Collection. I want the whole Legacy Collection complete. There's 7 of them, and I did end up completing all 7 of those, with 4 of them being picked up in this calendar year, 2024. The next card on the list is going to be a Flair Showcase card. It's going to be a Row 0, but it is not part of the Legacy Collection. It's just a base copy. And so that's what you're looking at here. It looks a lot like the Legacy Collection, but it is not. This is just the base copy. And those who are in the know and have watched the hierarchy videos on this very YouTube channel know that even the base cards are numbered to 250 with that gold foil on the back right there. So there's a base copy right there, old PSA label. This card I was lucky enough to pick up from 610 Sports Cards, one of my favorite and one of the best dealers in all of the universe when it comes to basketball cards. He's very difficult to miss. He is 6 foot 10 inches tall, thus the name 610 Sports Cards. Justin, we have had Justin on the channel many times before. Justin and I got this deal done in about 30 seconds. That's just generally how he works. He's got his number, take it or leave it, and I took it. And so I picked up this base card for $9,500. And I've got it pulled up right here. That's what the base looks like. And how about this for a graph? I'm going to guess I picked this card up from Justin in, I'm going to say October. Maybe that's not right. That can't be right. Maybe it was earlier in the year than that. This must have been before the National. But here's your 2 sales of this particular card. You've got a $9,600 sale in January of 2023, so almost 2 full years ago. And then in 2024, you've got this $16,000 sale. I picked it up from Justin for $9,500, so I'm happy with what I picked it up at. It's a Pop 16, even though there's 250 of them. Good luck finding a gem copy. There are 31 BGS 9.5s, but the PSA 10s, excuse me, very rude. But the PSA 10s run a little bit hotter. In fact, you can see Card Ladder thinks the thing is worth $20,000, so I'm in a really good position on this card right now with a $9,500 price point. So that is card number 6 on the list. Card number 5 on the list, believe it or not, we're going to leave the sport of basketball and we're going to go to, if you know me, you know where I'm going. We're going to go to the world of soccer. And this says Pop 2, but it's not necessarily a Pop 2. The PSA Pop reports are completely screwed up. This is a 2017 Topps Chrome UEFA Leo Messi Gold Refractor serial numbered 250. It says Pop 2, but it's really not, and I can explain. The label on this one is, it's categorized in the PSA website as Gold Refractor, but there is also, they have mistakenly also characterized the majority of these cards as Gold Refractor right leg forward, which is the reason they do that is because there's a variation of this card out there as well. So there's actually 2 Pop reports running concurrently, so you got to add up the 2 Pop reports to get a true idea. I think it's a Pop 13. I think that's right. I'm not 100% positive, but I think that is correct, and I think I've got it pulled up. I've got it pulled up right here, and as you can see, this one says Gold Refractor right there, and this one says Gold Refractor right there, so this one, it doesn't have the right leg forward, but if you go hit this, yeah, so it's going to look like there's only 2 of them out there, but there's really more than 2 copies out there. The prior sale of this was $12,600 in 2023. I purchased mine right here for $9,600 on Fanatics Premier. I remember doing it. I remember feeling really, really good about this price because I'm collecting the entire 2017 Topps Chrome rainbow, well, I'm trying to, right, of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. I want to collect those two guys in parallel universes. Card Ladder thinks the card's worth $14,466, or at least it did back in 2023. Now Card Ladder thinks just a shade over 11,000, 11,447, something like that. So big pickup there for the soccer world. Sorry, basketball fans, you had to watch a little bit of soccer stuff there. But let's move on. We're going to go with 3 legacy collections in a row. I told you I completed the 7-card legacy collection set, and we'll talk a little bit about that right now because I got 3 in a row that are coming. I'm looking for row 2. Help me find it, my old eyes. That's 3. That's 1. That's 1, and it's right there. Okay, so the 1997 Flair Showcase Legacy Collection, Row 2, PSA 9. You can see these are serial numbered on the back, and this is one way to tell the difference between the Legacy and the base. It's got that blue foil numbering there, and when I was referring to that, I was talking about the 97 Row 0 base because it's serial number to 250 with the gold foil. But number 64 out of 100. There's your card on the front. Just a great looking card. It just really is. I picked this one up for $11,000. Believe it or not, of all places, believe it or not, on the Fanatics Buy It Now. Yeah, people forget that there are some banger cards. Now, a lot of those cards are overpriced, but Fanatics is doing some things to try to make the cards that are listed more reasonable. They're trying to incentivize consigners/sellers to sell their cards at a little more realistic price by providing a higher compensation, a higher percentage of take for the sellers if they price their cards fairly. And so I searched to Buy It Now, and I was like, man, that's a tier 1. I think I'm going to pick this thing up. I picked it up for $11,000 on the nose. Did I overpay? I don't know. Let's look together. Here we go. There it is. That's the 97 Legacy Row 2 Jordan PSA 9 only. I picked it up for $11,000, and here's my pickup right here. I've got this sorted by date. So right after I purchased mine, 3 months later, wow, I did that on the first day of the year. Okay, so this one barely made it into the list. This was on January 1, 2024. So while y'all were drunk, I was very sober buying tier 1 Jordan cards. I'm just kidding. So on January 1st, almost a full year ago, 363 days ago, I picked this card up for $11,000. And then later in March, the same card, same grade, sold on Probstein, which is notorious for selling for more than comps, for $8,700. So I might have been panicking a little bit, although, you know, again, with a tier 1 Jordan card and high grade that's serial numbered to only 100, I wasn't really worrying too much because I'm going to hold this thing for Cajun eternity. And then sure enough, right after that, VTV sold a copy for $14,500 on my oldest son's birthday, June 25th. And then the card sold again on Probstein for $15,000. So I'm feeling really good being into this card for $11,000. Again, it's not really necessarily an investment. I'm just into the cards. But if a 10 comes along or a 9.5 comes along and I decide to pull the trigger and upgrade, it will be nice to know I'll at least get my money back, even net of auction fees or taxes or shipping or whatever, on this PSA 9 copy that I purchased for $11,000 on Fanatics Vault. They call it Fanatics Vault right there. So that is card number 4, believe it or not. Card number 3, we're moving on to the next Flair Showcase Legacy Collection, and I purchased this one for $16,800, and I think this was the last one that completed it, and that's why I had to reach on a BGS 9.5 copy. It's the 1997 Row 3, also serial number to 100. It's a BGS 9.5 mixed gem. Here's your serial number on the back so you can verify the authenticity of it. Number 86 out of 100. You know, a lot of people say this is their favorite one because it's got Jordan shooting his probably the second most indefensible shot in the history of pro basketball, the patented Jordan fadeaway next to the Kareem Skyhook. But this is the Row 3 Flair Showcase, number to 100, BGS 9.5, very high grade for this particular card. I purchased this card for $16,800 on the Fanatics Weekly. There it is, and there's my purchase right there. That was in September of 2024, and this card right here is what was number 7 out of 7 that closed the book on my Legacy collection. Now, will I upgrade the grades of the constituent cards? Yeah, probably. Possibly that Row 1 PSA 7 you saw. Sure, I'd love to upgrade that to a PSA 9 at some point. I'd love to have the whole Legacy collection in PSA 9 or higher, which I think I 2, or it's going to be really close. Actually, I think I have maybe 2 that aren't this PSA 7 that we looked at, and then I think I have a BGS 8.5 Legacy as well. So I'm always looking to upgrade. I broke the record on this one, unfortunately. So it's one of those deals where, here, we'll sort by price. There you go. That's me at the top. I reached on this card. There's just not very many of these cards. If you search the pop report, remember it's serial number to 100. The gem rate for PSA is 0. So the card that I picked up for 16.8 is the best copy that you could possibly get. Now, you could have one with better subgrades, of course. I think, what did we say? Mine was a mixed gem. So there's 17 9.5. So I know I have at least 17 of the best 100 that are out there, unless there's some probably some cracking resubs as well, where people trying to get 10s, but no PSA 10. So it's 0% gem rate for PSA. On 24, 0 for 24, yet on Beckett, 17 for 40. So that's a weird dichotomy between the two grading companies there. They must see these cards drastically differently to go from 42% gem rate, almost a 4 out of 10 chance with Beckett, better than 4 out of 10 chance with Beckett, but an 0 for 10 chance, over 100 chance, over 1,000 chance with PSA for whatever reason. I'm not really sure what that is, but this card evokes memories of collecting baseball cards in the 80s. It's got Jordan's entire career on here, including his college totals. So, or entire career at the time, that is. And so you can see it's funny because I remember looking at those baseball cards, and it was always funny because some guys had played 20 years and you could barely even read their stats because the numbers were so small because the font had to be shrunk so you could see it. All right, that's card number 3 on the list. Card number 2 on the list, let's keep the legacy trend going, and this is going to be row 1 PSA 9, and that is what you're looking at right here on your screen. You can always tell the row 1s with that shimmer factor in the background. You can barely see Jordan looking through that shimmer in the background. In the foreground, he's shooting a little jumper. It's got all the blue foil everywhere. Here is your serial number on the back, 005 out of 100. Something about adding the 00 on there that makes it just even better, is even more cool, right? But this is the Legacy Collection, row 1 from 1997. This is a Pop 5, only 2 higher, and this is the only public sale. Now, I acquired mine from Jesse, Craig, and Acquire, which is an affiliate partner of this very channel. By the way, if you're watching this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I've got a video coming up very soon, maybe in the next day or two, where we're going to showcase and we're going to preview some of the great cards that Acquire has in the Fanatics Weekly Auction number 155. So stay tuned for that video coming up in the next 24 to 48 hours. But this is the only sale of this card in this grade in history. And how funny is it that in 2016, about 10 years ago, this card was a $1,600 card. Well, I forked over $17,000. This was a very difficult card to put a comp on. Here is mine right here, Pop 5. There are 2 PSA 10s. There's only 4 BGS 9.5. So unlike some of the other Flair Showcase Legacy collections, there's only 6 total gems in the world. So my Pop 5 is the next best thing. Just a really hard card to gem for sure. Let's take out the PSA 9 and let's just go with this and let's see what these things are selling for. So a PSA 8 copy sold in October for $30,000, and so that kind of makes me pretty damn happy, to be honest with you, because the copy I picked up, I paid $17,000 on it, and mine's a PSA 9, and this is a PSA 8, and so that's a win in my book for sure. If we sort by the highest price ever paid, 30 is the highest price ever. So I don't know where I'm at on this card, but again, like most of the cards that we've talked about on today's video, other than the LeBron, none of these other cards are for sale or going to be for sale unless I can upgrade the grade on the label. So that is card number 2 on the list, believe it or not, a $17,000 card. And then we got to add some zeros, 1 0 at least, and take a huge jump to card number 1. If you guys know me, you follow me on Instagram, you watch my channel, or maybe you've seen me scrolling through this list already. Number 1 on the list is a big boy card. It's one of the probably 5 biggest cards in my entire collection. Probably a top 3 card in my entire collection. You guys know how I feel about the PMGs. I prioritize those over everything. Obviously, my dream card would be the green PMG. I have the red PMG. I have the championship PMG. And now I have the 98 gold PMG that is serial number to only 50. I picked it up in a PSA 6 from the famous Naz up in Chicago, one of the biggest Jordan collectors, one of the biggest basketball card collectors, certainly 90s basketball card collectors in the entire world. He and I got a private deal done that I've talked about on a mail day where I traded and purchase. This was part of a purchase and trade. So I am into the card for $140,000. Yes, I know that sounds like a lot of money. I had to make some serious moves. This card came as a result of me making the very difficult decision to move my 1986 Flair rookie and rookie sticker, both PSA 10. I sold both of those cards on the Fanatics weekly auction during 2024 to sort of reallocate my funds within the Jordan market. And so out with those two cards, in with a bunch of different cards, including this very rare Pop 6, only 4 graded higher Gold PMG. Here's the history of the Gold PMG, guys. If you don't know, there's 4 PMGs. There's a green from 97. There's a red from 97. Those are serial numbered to basically 10 and 90. 10 and 90. Then there's the championship serial number to 50, and then there's this subsequent year, the 1998 one. People call it the Gold PMG, but it's really just the 1998 Precious Metal Gems, and it is also serial number to 50. In my copy, which I should have shown you this first. This probably should have been the first thing I showed you, is serial numbered 31 out of 50. Shout out to the great Reggie Miller, Indiana Pacers legend, serial numbered 31 out of 50. But if we go back and look at the history of the sale of this, you guys help me. Tell me, did I overpay? Did I underpay? This was part of a purchase and trade. I also got a lot of credit for trading my SPX Grand Finale Jordan PSA 9, and I took back Naz, the seller's PSA 8 copy of that Grand Finale in return, and he gave me a pretty healthy chunk of money as a credit towards the purchase price for this Metal Universe PMG 6. And so here's what you got to work with. You know, this just happened on December 28th. The PSA 5 sold for $124. My copy's a PSA 6, and I'm into it for $140. I think that pretty much substantiates that I was right on the number for a PSA 6. Let me know if that sounds crazy. It's always hard to comp these tier 1 cards because, you know, one grade up or down can matter so much to one person or another, or BGS versus PSA can mean so much to one person or another. I'm not really in that boat. Like if it's in a PSA slab, I'm not, you know, I'd almost rather the PSA 6 than a PSA 7, you know, just so I don't have to pay that premium, or a PSA 6 instead of a PSA 8. But it's funny because I'm a grade snob on tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 cards, but on tier 1 cards, I'm an equal opportunity, equal grade or employer here, so I'll take any of them in. A BGS 9 once sold for $168,000. That was also this year. A BGS 8 down here sold for $120. So honest to God, I don't know what the card's worth, but I'm into it for $140. But like I said, you know, by the time I sell this card, you know, if I'm selling this card, that means I'm selling every card. That's just one of those cards that kind of is going to stay in my collection forever. I think it's one of Jordan's best cards in the world. I really do. And I don't just say that because Tom Gugliotta's in the background with the beautiful porn star Bill Winnington right over his shoulder. That's not why I say that. I really believe this is one of Jordan's best cards. If you go look at the hierarchy project, you'll notice all 4 PMGs are right there on the top row, top left on page 1, tier 1, top 27 Michael Jordan cards in the world. You know, I put this card squarely inside the top 7 or 8. Again, we're excluding masterpieces, we're excluding autographs, we're excluding the GJ autos. You know, we're excluding all that stuff. Just hierarchy qualifying cards. I put this in one of Jordan's top 10 cards for sure, easily. And so to pick this one up during the year, of course, I had to let go of, you know, a Pop 325 or whatever it is, PSA 10 Flair base rookie. And the PSA 10 sticker rookie, but I replaced it with this card, and then no other cards that replaced those Flair. I bought my kids a soccer field, basically. I built my kids a soccer field in the backyard with walls and netting and goals and lights and all kinds of fancy bells and whistles, which you guys may or may not have seen on Instagram. So my goal in selling those 86 Flair PSA 10, that pair of cards, was to build that soccer field, pick up a tier 1 Grail, and then also go pick up some other Michael Jordan cards that I had an opportunity to pick up that were actually BGS 9.5 cards. So I felt like I was getting them at a good time, where PSA 10s have gone up here, but BGS 9.5s are still reasonably priced. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. That's it, guys. That's the top 10. Let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to share that with you. This is one way for me to kind of do an inventory. It's not really a beating my chest kind of thing because I've shared all these cards on mail day before. It's just a way to go back and sort of recap, you know, look at what I paid for them, how am I doing on them as far as, you know, my investment, my entry level price point, And then just appreciate the cards, man, because if you can't look at your own cards and appreciate them, then what good is it? And if you can't share it with your friends and your viewers and the people in the hobby that are also collecting cards in the same way that you're collecting cards, then what the hell are we doing this for, right? If I put these cards in my closet and never looked at them and never shared them with anybody, then are we really a collecting community? No, you're just a kind of a weirdo creep that hangs out in the closet and caresses his cards by himself. That's very Diddy-like, and I'm not Diddy-like. In no way, shape, or form am I Diddy-like. So I wanted to share these beautiful cards with you guys today, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully there's a little bit of education to it as well as a little bit of entertainment. You got to see Bill Winnington, for God's sakes. I mean, how does it get any better than that, right? So a bunch of Jordans, a Bill Winnington ghost card at number 1. Who would have guessed? Leo Messi, one LeBron card that I bought and have already sold. The rest of the 9 cards, they ain't going anywhere, so don't even ask. Don't message me if they're for sale unless you're bringing the heat and you're going to help me upgrade to a higher grade. Don't want to talk about it. These cards are here to stay. I'm happy about them. It was a great 2024, for collecting reasons. I didn't make or lose money in this year. I just moved money around. I really did. I sold a lot of cards in 2024, primarily with the help of Fanatics Collect Weekly, which I highly recommend to you guys. Use the promo code Cajun, CAJUN, all capital letters. But really, I highly recommend you guys look into Fanatics Collect Weekly as a really, easy way, like easy as in not a lot of time required on your part, not a lot of headache to get out of hundreds of cards and get into maybe 8 or 10 cards that you really, really want. Get out of the cards that you just like, or maybe you don't even like them, and get into the cards that you're passionate about and that you love. Fanatics Collect can do all the work for you. Use the promo code Cajun when you submit them to them. You put them in whatever weekly auction you want. If you want to stagger them, stagger them. If you want to, sell X number in each one, if you got 5 copies of one card and you want to space it out in 5 separate weeklies, you can do all those things. And the sharing ratio is on my channel. It's also on the Fanatics Collect website down at the bottom. Scroll how much you get to take. I mean, in a lot of cases, you're taking, over 90% of the gross sales price, which is fantastic because you're taking a big chunk of that buyer's premium. And right now, especially with Jordan, Shaq, Steph, Curry, Durant, LeBron, Wembanyama, Morant, Doncic, all these types of dudes, man, Fanatics Collect weekly auctions are getting as many or more eyeballs than any other platform out there, and I am including eBay in that list of platforms. Fanatics Collect Weekly for 90s basketball cards is killing it right now. Lots of records. I'm ringing that damn cowbell every Monday morning. If you watch the channel, you know what I'm referring to. So it's an option to consider. That's where I keep my cards. That's where I sell the cards. So a lot of these cards, well, not these cards, but a lot of the times I'll upgrade a card. I'll go from a PSA 8 to a PSA 10 or a PSA 9 to a PSA 10. Well, when I do that, I just go into my vault. I grab the PSA 9. I check a box, list it in weekly auction number 156, click confirm, done. I'm done. I just wait for the money to hit my account. And when I go check and see how the cards do, they always do great. They always sell at or more than fair market value every single time. And so it's something to look into if you're considering it. Just remember to use that promo code Cajun. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. It was a great 2024. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. The channel more than tripled. I think it quadrupled over 2024. So apparently something clicked with the YouTube algorithm, or maybe I'm just doing something right. Maybe I'm being consistent, and consistency's paying off, because that's my goal, is to be the most consistent content creator in the hobby. So thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. I hope you have a great 2025 too. I hope you have a great end to 2024 first, and then I hope you have a great 2025. Be very careful, but have lots of fun on New Year's Eve. Spend it with your friends and family. Stay out of trouble. Make good decisions. I just sound like your dad. I just want y'all to come back and watch the videos in 2025 in one piece. And so enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your New Year's Eve, enjoy your New Year's Day. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. And peace.